Learn to take chances. Learn to take chances. You understand? If you cannot take chances, then you cannot grow spiritually. Okay? I'm trying to keep this retreat and this meditation session. Shakti De Baba. Shakti De Baba. Shakti De. Duality nothing. I'm trying to keep this retreat, this meditation session as lighter as possible, as far away from duality, if you understand. As far away from duality as humanly possible. Always look for the evidence. Mind is the parasite. Mind is the worst enemy. Mind would drive you to kill yourself. Mind would kill you, make no mistake. Mind is Maya. Mind is compelling. It tells you if you do not take certain actions, which is useless, then something so terrible would happen that you would lose your life. Are you serious? Do you really think that you are going to lose your life? You know what I mean? Do you think really that you are going to lose your life? Let me tell you something. Death, what you humans, you're poisonous humans, the poisonous mind of humanity. Duality. I have succumbed into the impurities of the soul. Not me personally. I'm talking about most of you, if not all, if you understand. I'm talking about I am talking about most of you, if not all. If you ever want to grow, if you ever want to have concrete fulfillment, not happiness. Happiness is past gone. The very sense of that concrete fulfillment, when you have, it's so alien to you, if you understand. If you understand means that which stands, if you know. Understand means that which stands under, If you understand, when you feel that concrete, when you have that concrete sense of fulfillment, what is fulfillment? It's just a word, just like any other words. No word in reality has any meanings, if you know. If you look at a rubber band and you say this is a rubber band, and somebody also agrees to the meanings, we have mentioned that numerous times to you humans, that what is going on, but you still don't listen. But we try to make it as simple. We try to make it as simple as possible, and we keep making attempts, if you understand. If we keep making attempts to free, So death is, it would say, if you don't do this, this would happen. If you do this, that would happen. Death is a concrete fact. Fulfillment, the sense of fulfillment is so alien to you now. The sense of fulfillment is so the sense of fulfillment is so alien to you now. The sense of fulfillment is so foreign to you that if you understand, if you feel fulfilled, for some moment, for some time, for some seconds, for some minutes, you think something very supernatural is happening. This is your state. This is your pure state. I wouldn't call it this is your fundamental state. It is just a trait of your fundamental state, if you know what I mean. It is just a trait of your fundamental state. Just one trait of your fundamental state. But your fundamental state is totally silent, totally fulfilled. There is no movement here. There is no thought here. This state is not touched by the corruption of the mind of humanity, if you know. This state is not touched by the poison, by the duality of the human mind. And maybe for a second or two, you feel so fulfilled, and then you become very agitated and very restless. You look around and you become very agitated, like something very supernatural is happening. Isn't it what your case is? If you feel happy without any reason, then you start looking for the reason that why are you feeling happy, if you know what I mean. And because happiness is your birthright. When you were born, you were very happy. When you were a child, you were very happy because your brain, which channelizes your body with the mind of humanity, was not that mature. Brain is an organ, mind is not. Brain channelizes to perceive from the mind of humanity. A transcendent person transcends the mind of humanity, so brain only perceives eternity. We wouldn't go into it, not today. I am making attempts over. I am making attempts. See this? Today I got this. What do you think of it? You see, this is duality. I gave you an example, just proved it. You cannot focus, unfortunately. You cannot have focus for more than a few seconds. Then you would start examining things around you, because now your mind is looking for the duality, and then it gets full on. If you do this, this would happen. If you do this, if you don't do this, you would die. If you do this, you would die. If you do this, this would happen, that wouldn't happen. It is interpreting everything and anything which is happening and which is not happening. It is judging you. It is judging you it's limited. It's very, very, very limited. First thing, please understand that. Very limited, if you know. And then it is judging. And then it cannot answer numerous things. It cannot answer numerous scenarios. It cannot. People who surrender to this mind, people who give in to because they are scared they would die. Well, you are going to die either way. You would die a miserable death, If you assume, not that I'm casting any spells on you, no. I'm telling you the truth. I'm the best friend you would ever have, because I tell you how things are as they are happening. You do not have that in you, if you understand. We have mentioned to you there is no death, but since most of you think of yourself, most of you think of yourself that you are your mind and you are your body. Then there is death. Then you perceive yourself as a separate self. I hope this is making a difference. I hope this is bringing clarity. But from the perspective of self, the self which can be found in every body equally without discrimination, there is no death. There is just life, and life. And that is a very pleasant state. But if you just surrender to the evil mind of humanity, then what happens, Then you start believing there is such thing as death, and then you keep giving into it. Then you would die in misery, in a misery. You would die with obsessive compulsive disorder. You would die with anxiety. You would die with ADD, ODD. You humans live with it. You humans have learned, unfortunately. You humans have learned, unfortunately, to live with these impurities of the soul, and you try to seek refuge. I hope this English is very clear for you. And you try to seek refuge in different type of drugs, methamphetamine and So you can escape what you are feeling, but you can never escape, not even after one once commits suicide. As a matter of fact, somebody commits suicide, it would intensify whatever the obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety, paranoia, schizophrenia, whatever you had, and you thought they would be over as soon as I end this, if you understand. As soon as this person commits such an atrocity, such a heinous, such an impractical act, I'm not judging those people. I'm saying do something about the impurity while you are still in your body. As soon as you would drop the body, it would intensify million times, trillion times, and billion times in less than a second. So instead of escaping in drugs, instead of escaping in alcohol, instead of escaping in different type, instead of escaping in different type of drugs, in sex, in addictions, in making new friends, and becoming workaholic. These are all addiction, including workaholic, or eating food, shoving food in your mouth like a pig you have become, unfortunately and sadly, you see. And then it's not going anywhere. That's what I'm saying. The only way it can go away when you challenge everything which has been handed over to you. This is small retreat, I'm trying to keep it as simple. It's a journal message, if you understand. The only way, okay, alcohol, you got drunk, the poison, the toxication, you became toxicated, you got drunk, you got toxicated, you drank. We all have been there, no mistake, but it doesn't work. It's not practical, After a certain period of it would have an impact on your body. You will fall asleep. Yeah? You'll pass on for a few hours. When you wake up, reality catches you, become a bitch of the mind of humanity again, where you left off. Are you understanding me? Where you left off. You left off as a bitch to the mind of humanity, if you understand. You left off as a bitch to the mind of humanity, and when you woke up, you're hungover, you are dehydrated, all the water is absorbed, is taken by your brain, is dehydrated, which is an organ. Reality catches up. You made different type of wrong choices. You said things you were not supposed to say. You expose yourself in more what the word I'm looking for, vulnerable way to humanity, and all that catches on. You pile more karma, congratulations, and then you go ahead and you deposit all that karma, all that nastiness, all the duality in the mind of humanity. A person who is not like you, a person who is a warrior. Some of us are a warrior, you see. We go, but we fight. We say, I'm not going to give into it. It has never worked in any lifetime to me. These mind of humanity is very compelling. It would tell you, no, it works. I have a lot of experience. You have zero experience. No. And then you get indulged in food. I used to know a woman, my ex basically. She was friends with this woman in British Columbia, Canada. Oh man, that woman and food. She was like 500 pounds, but she wouldn't stop. She wouldn't stop because she found escape in food addiction. And yet she judged the people who drank, and yet she judged the people who smoked, if you know. And just the heck, even if the petite people, she would see them, even if the petite people, the people who are concerned with their well-being, with their body, they go for a run, she would make snarky comments like, oh, when I see people like that running and jogging, it makes me throw up. She was a very practicing Christian. This is what religion does to you. You find escape in religion as a shield. So you have the right now to judge the rest of the humanity. These are the facts of your life. I'm not telling you superstition, you know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. Stop looking in addiction. Wage a war against every claim mind does, if you understand. Wage a war. If nothing is going on, it would bring something in your surrounding, and it would make it so compelling, and it would say you must make sense out of it and come to the conclusion. Wage a war, say no, I don't. And then it would attempt again. It would say, look, if you do not do that, it can be a matter of extreme seriousness. And then you give it to it. You see, when mind makes a false claim, become so alert through meditation, even do Shanti meditation. I'll teach you. I told you in the last time when I spoke with you, such a simple spiritual practice, if you understand, such a simple spiritual practice can bring tremendous results and clarity in your mind. You would hold yourself, you would trust yourself better. All you're gonna do is just you have to sit straight. Remember I mentioned, do you remember I mentioned that your backbone, your spine is the gateway through which the sense of self-awareness or pure consciousness runs through. Sense of self-awareness and pure consciousness runs through your body, So keep your backbone straight, sit straight. I'm rocking back and forth right now, yet I'm still in a state of meditation, but you wouldn't get here for 2 decades, or it just depends how devoted you are. It's mostly about the time, it's mostly about the dedication, mostly about the time, mostly about the dedication. Yes, you cannot get here. You cannot be in the same state of meditation and then speak the words of truth and wisdom. It takes a lot of practice, dedication to your Kriya meditation. From Shanti meditation, you progress to Kriya meditation. But the good news is it is very, very possible. Because if I can do it, so can you. You know why? Because I told you, if you are not surrendered to the mind of humanity, real me and real you is the same. So here is the remedy. When mind makes a claim, if nothing is going on, it would bring something. You stay where you are, you listen, but you stay where you are. You ask the mind, show me the evidence. If you do not show me the evidence, I'm not going to simply believe in you. Treat yourself like law. I'm not saying that you should take the law in your hands. That's not what I'm saying. Because you humans have succumbed and have become such a slave to your mind that people who are trying to help you, you even look at us in a critical way. So you can find some fault in what we say. So you can find some fault in what we say. No, I'm not saying, I'm not insinuating, I'm not stating, I'm not saying, I'm not insinuating, I'm not stating that you should take the law in your hand. I am saying treat yourself as law, because all the tendencies, if you see in a healthy society, we uphold law. Healthy society, like this society, American society, even Indian society, for the most part, we uphold law. I'm not talking about greater Middle East countries such as Pakistan or all these Middle Eastern countries. Nothing against them, but these are the lower dimensions of existence. I'm not saying it with any judgment. It's a fact, because people over are very aggressive. People over do not have composure. They are run by fanatic religions. They are run by fanatics, I mean, if you look at media, if you just look at the post at Instagram, you would see India. Just about every other post over there is in India or Switzerland or US. These are the healthy societies where we keep religion off the governing body, if you understand. So the consciousness, if you know, can expand. So the consciousness, so the consciousness or the sense of self-awareness, if you understand, can expand healthy, freely, you understand, healthy and freely. It can expand healthy and freely. It can expand without any type of barrier. It can expend. It can expend without any type of boundaries. It can expend without any type of barriers or limitations, if you understand. So when you look at the media, you would find healthy posts, or at least something which shows that life is finding expression in art, in different type of spiritual practices, in different type of in different type of a spirit in art, in different type of a spiritual practices, in different type of way of art, such as uh, singing, such as music, such as melody, um, such as even running for a cause here in America. It's a brilliant, healthy society. I like the society very much. Here we do things for other people. We try to do things for other cause. There is nothing against these activities. Even a person like me who stresses to find the real purpose, if you are so adamant, life itself, the real purpose, if you are so adamant to find, is transcend the human of the mind, is to transcend the human of the mind. That's the real purpose of life, if you are so adamant. And I do it every second, because rubber band is wrapped around your finger. Please remember, rubber band is wrapped around your finger. Wherever the finger moves, rubber band is wrapped around tightly, so it moves with the finger. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to leave you alone. The only way you can do is to leave it alone and don't listen to it when it tells you this is how things are, when it creates duality in you, when it creates fear in you, when it asks you to make sense of a situation and come to the conclusion, because it is not possible for it, the mind of humanity, to answer everything, but yet it tries over and over and over, because it's knowledge. It's nothing but the knowledge what you have gathered, and not whatever you have gathered is always limited. If you want to know what unlimited is, then you need to transcend the mind. So when it compels you to pay attention to objects such as rubber band, such as open windows, such as open doors, such objects around you, when it asks you to make sense out of it, you cannot. It's stupid even. Just leave yourself alone. Keep yourself less engaged as humanly possible. When it makes the claim, treat it as you are the law. And by every individual has the liberty, as far as I'm concerned, and freedom to question what's bothering them. Treated law in any country, not only in American society, in Indian society, in any society, if you understand. Law basically asks you to provide evidence. You see, anyone can claim, anyone can accuse anyone. I hope you're understanding. Anyone can claim, anyone can accuse. Shakti De Baba. Anyone can claim, anyone can accuse anyone for anything. You see, people carry grudges. People are all, I'm not saying all the people, but there are people, there is evidence, they carry grudge. They carry basically resentment. They are scheming to get even. You see, they are contemplating to get even, if you understand. This is a fact. Not all, but there are people, a fair amount of them. They can go around, accuse somebody that this person is that, and I saw this person doing that. They can go to the cops, they can go to the law, and they can say, I saw this person committing this atrocity or a crime. Do you think law is just going to go ahead blindly and execute the person, or prosecute the person, the one who is being accused, if you understand? The one who is being, unfortunately and sadly, accused of the crime. Do you think law is just going to go blindly? Cops are going to barge and no, absolutely not. Not in a healthy, fair society such as American society. and all these healthy societies, you see. Countries, as I mentioned, nothing against any geographic demographics, but the lower dimensions of existence, countries such as Pakistan, Bangladesh, these are the countries fanatically run by the religious fanaticism, Islam, or the Middle Eastern countries. Not all the Middle Eastern countries. Some of these countries are becoming smarter. They don't know any Dick, Tom, and Harry, but the oil, basically, oil was discovered. Otherwise, before these Baddus, they were looting and robbing the caravans so they can feed their hungry mouth. But now the oil was discovered and numerous American companies invested. So they became rich. Now they do not do that anymore. But I'm not drawing a line or showing or stating, I'm not drawing a line or showing or stating that it's against those countries. Again, you human jump to the conclusions, if you understand. No, I'm not doing that. I don't do that. I keep myself as less occupied as humanly possible, if you understand. I'm just telling you one fact, that it's the fact of the history. That's what they were doing before. And now you go to Dubai, they are trying their best to market on different types of social media, that how brilliant Dubai is. Even when I look at that Dubai, I would never want to take a single breath in a country like that. It doesn't matter how attractive the peace you are looking for, the peace you are looking for everywhere, if you understand, the peace you are looking for resides in you, no matter where you go. You see, no matter where you go, you are in a mansion. I told you numerous celebrities, they had money, they had wealth, they had fame, they had followers, but they committed suicide. So, because they didn't have, they looked outside in these things, and these things disappointed them. It turned them down. It said, it said, no, we cannot give you what you are looking for. And they were looking at the wrong places. This is what happens when you look at wrong place, if you understand that. They were looking at the wrong places. That peace can only be achieved when you take your attention from everywhere and you sit back and you retrieve, if you know. When you take when you take your attention back from objects mostly, when you take your attention back from the thoughts you are perceiving, when you take your attention back from the people, when you stop fascinating, when you do not, when you observe things without the interruption of thought, which is nothing but duality, then you find that concrete peace. And that can only be achieved through Kriya meditation. And in the beginning, Shanti meditation. Anyway, so challenge, you see, say, show me the evidence, just like the law in my country does. When one makes a claim about somebody, falsely accusing them, law says, show us the evidence. If there is no evidence, there is no crime. It's very simple. If there is no body, no, in double quotation, body, there is no murder. It's very simple. No, nobody can be convicted. It can go years and years, literally. If there is no body, there is no murder. Law always looks for evidence, and so do you, and so must you. When it makes a false claim on it, you stay where you are. You say, no, I love myself. You know what self-love is? Self-love is when you do not give in to it. When you do not give in to the conclusion it is drawing. If you do not do that, this can happen. Yeah, this can happen. When that happens, then I'll take it from there. But then it would tell you, what about if it is too late? No, it's never too late. All the atrocities, all the problems, all the suffering, you have not come to terms to a fact which is bodily transition, if you understand death, what you humans understand. I said only a few minutes ago, you would only think there is such thing as death when you perceive yourself as a separate self. When you perceive yourself as a separate self, you have no clarity. Then what to do? What to do if there is no clarity? That's the question. If there is no clarity, then what to do? You are living in an illusion. what you see, what you feel, what state of the being you are living in, you have become too attached. You say, this is it. This is my security zone. This is my safety. This is my security zone. This is my safety zone, if you understand. And this is where I live in, and I like, you like. What exactly is there to like? Your family drama, your psychological drama, your public relation drama, your money drama, your job drama. These are all the things that you find to give life a purpose, but you ignore the real purpose in the meantime, which is to transcend the mind of duality, the transcend the mind of duality, the transcend the mind of humanity. If you understand that, I cannot make it more simpler. I cannot, if you understand. I cannot make it more simpler, much plain, more simpler, and much clearer than I already have. Even a small child from kindergarten can comprehend if the child focuses on my words. So you should expect better from yourself, if you know. You should expect. So you say, no, I cannot just take on your claim, what you are claiming. I cannot just volunteer my focus on something just because you are asking. I'm going to stay where I am. That kind of will, you understand, that kind of will is a free will. And it would bring nothing but happiness and concrete peace within, if you understand. It would bring nothing, and you have no idea. And you have no idea the peace. Oh my God, when you have no thought, because it seems like a beautiful dream to you. It does not even, you don't even, you feel so, what the word I'm looking for, envy. You see, you feel so envy that, oh my God, I wish I could do that, but I have become the slave of the mind, and the real you somewhere. It's all duality. Mind is prosecuting you, mind is executing you, it's keeping you in different impurities of the soul. It is creating Maya, and you are the slave, and you cry, you want to cry even out for the help, but you have become so miserable and so vulnerable that you cannot even cry for the help. Because in duality, Munda is sitting on you like this and sucking the life out of you. If you could see through my eyes, I see things that you do not, and I also see things that you do. You see, it's saying, and is getting the pleasure. Because evil, what is evil? Devil, what is Lucifer? Evil. Evil, tormenting the heck out of you and taking pleasure, you see, and you give into it. We have, in this facility, in this living facility, we have a fella, and he has extreme OCD, extreme, like, it's vulnerable, it's so painful, and social anxiety. So you go to a doctor, he would give you some medication, so you put a band-aid. You like to put a band-aid, huh? You put a band-aid on your nipples. Does that excite you, huh? You get super excited when you put the band-aid on your nipples. Something starts in your chakra. Anyway, so what I'm saying to you, it's just like you put a band-aid on the problem. The wound is there, you keep changing the band-aids in form of listening to these bogus Western stupid figures who are making tons and tons of money. One of the prominent name nowadays is going, this Robinson, Dick Robinson, Mrs. Robinson, Tony Robinson, or this or that, or Mike Tyson, or Neil Gary Tyson, or this or that. These people also help you to become more miserable, because they look at life through mind, the very poisonous mind of humanity. Yes, they may have some clarity, they may have some intelligence, they may have some clarity, they may have some intelligence. But their clarity and intelligence is focused in, I want to make the money out of these people. People do a lot of atrocities to make money. Okay, you stay where you are. You say, I need evidence. I'm not going to move no matter what you do. And that requires will And how do you get the will? We'll show you. We'll meditate here. Okay. Number two, my words of truth and wisdom are not personally mine. Not personally mine. I'm just a vessel, you see. I'm just a soul, and intentions are good. Me, Lord, don't let me be misunderstood. Was that Eric Burton, huh? You heard of Eric Burton? It was a British band, basically, you know. You like to pronounce the band, huh? Does that excite you within the band? Animal from England, you know. From England, this band was called the Animals, and the voice was Eric Burton, you know. So, yeah, I'm just a soul. So, my words of truth and wisdom are not personally mine. This is just a vessel. I have made myself so receptive by taking the right measures that this vessel delivers from the source of creation. And that's why I never would ask you for any money. People, a lot of followers of mine, they said, you are going to the financial hardships. Why don't you add a button on your Facebook profile and go fund me? Why? Why should I? You see, what exactly I am entitled. I need you to, I need, namaskaram, namaskaram. I need each and every one of you to ask these questions. Why are we feeling some type of entitlement? Who gave us the sense of entitlement? Huh? What have we done around us for the betterment of the creation? No matter, creation is no human centric. What have we done for the betterment? Huh? We have shown our titties. My lips are very voluptuous. We have blown the kisses, and we have shown our titties, our naked body, so somebody can get the pleasure. Again, it's confined, it's limited, because it only. What have we done basically for the betterment of the entire creation? Huh? What have we done? No, I don't find myself entitled. I do not ask people like, go fund me. You know, I am going through in such extreme hardships. As far as my physique, my legs do not function. You understand that? I have mentioned that numerous times. I am under the shelter of the mercy of a God fearing person who I still love the most. But there is so much others can do, my friend. I don't carry no complaints, no guilt, and no animosity. You see, excuse me, I do not carry no guilt. I do not carry no animosity, no grudge, just because a person is not able anymore, you see. And it's not anyone's job. It's your road and your road solely, as Rumi said. Is your road and your road solely, as Rumi said. I hope you are following me. Is your road and your road solely. Other can help you walk, if you are following. Other can help you walk, but nobody can walk it for you. You gotta do it for yourself, and do not blame. So people said, my followers, I have numerous followers in numerous part of the different countries. These are silently messaged them because they are shy. So they said, why don't you go fund me or add a button in which it says that donate, in which it says please donate or go fund me, or why don't you ask openly that I have been serving humanity and creation for. No, are you out of your mind? What I'm doing what I have signed up for. You understand? My cosmic name is Yogeshwara. You know what Ishvara is? Ishvara is a Sanskrit word. It means the God, as you understand by different religions. That's Ishwar or Ishvara. Yoga, which is oneness you have never experienced. Unity. Unity and oneness where there is no duality. You see, union. Union means oneness. You take you take half of that and you add with Ishwar, my cosmic name is Yogeshwara. I am Yogeshwara. Whether you believe it or you do not believe it, I don't even ask you to believe or disbelieve. I always ask you to remain open. It's very simple. So I do not have a need to influence you. I do not have, if you understand, I do not, again, I repeat, again, I do, in capital letters, do not have a need to influence you. I do not have a need to intimidate you. I do not have a need to threaten you that I can spell the curse. Am I able to spell curse? I would leave that on you. I am very potent. I am not going to debate that. If you know, I'm extremely potent. You have no idea of my potency. But do I manifest my potency like that? Am I able to? I would leave the answer to you. I used to. You have heard a term Agori, is Sanskrit, I think. In India, look the dark side of the divine. Look it up. When I used to be at least two lifetimes Agori. You see what they do. They cast spells. They do black magic. They eat the bones and the flesh. As I said, I used to be, not in this life, but I transcended. Now I only look out for the betterment of creation. You see, am I going to do all these nasty things and going to accumulate karma? I'm not stupid. Look, but I cannot deny the circumstance. Yes, I need to get to the ashram, because in ashram there are different ways. I'm a Hindu. Somebody said to me, yes, why don't you look around here nearby shelters, Yeah, I looked around. This game is not new for me, being homeless. You know what I mean? When my ex, she left me 6, 7 years back, or at least 6 years back, left me in a very bad shape, and I became homeless. I was working, you see. I always work, always supported myself. I worked my tushy off, but I became homeless. I couldn't find if somebody's renting a room. That's what the problem, because the town was very small. It was up north in Washington. If you want to know precisely what the town name was, look it up. Sumner, Washington. That's where I was that time. It's a very small town. It's beautiful. I couldn't find a room, so I was homeless. Then I moved. The circumstances moved me. I became homeless in what is the state capital? Sacramento, California. I became homeless in Sacramento, is the state capital for California, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even think, but I know. Sacramento is the state capital. Somehow I know it. I never read it anywhere, and it's in California. I became homeless over there. I was robbed over there on the street. I ended up in a shelter. Those people asked me, you need to turn. They were so fanatic. They said that you need to convert into Christianity. Otherwise, we cannot guarantee anything. I'm not saying all the churches or the shelters are like that. I'm not accusing them like that. No. I'm a Hindu. I'm a practicing Hindu. I look out for the creation. And I do not hold a very high opinion about religion. If this is what you want, this is what you get. This is your life. Do what you want to do with your life, you see. So it's not easy for a Hindu, a practicing Hindu, who is devoted to its practice, you see, Kriya and non-duality, Advaita. Advaita is what I am devoted to, you see. That takes me to different type of societies. There we have Advaita society in North Carolina. Riley, a huge Indian population. Riley, however you want to pronounce it, you get the picture. We have Advaita Society of New York. We have the Advaita Society of California. But I need to get there. You see, my legs are not working. How I'm going to get there? Take a walk. And even that's not even possible. So I need ticket for the bus. That's all I'm asking. Whether you donate or you do not donate, if you understand. Whether you donate or you do not donate, I carry no grudges. But if you can, if you have, please help me. I'm asking openly. Enough. I just need enough so I can get a bus ticket, Greyhound, and I can get to the Advaita Society or the ashram, you see. If you can, it would make huge and tremendous difference in my life. Okay, it's a humble request. I would, if you couldn't, if you have priorities, life happens. I'm not accusing you that you are lying or anything. I don't know. You see, I don't judge you. I either way, as long as I'm breathing, remember that whether you donate or you do not donate, either way, as long as I'm breathing, I would keep speaking the words of truth and wisdom. Whether you help me in this journey to get to an ashram, excuse me, whether you help me in this journey to get to an Advaita society in a different state or an ashram, or you do not, I would keep rendering. You see, English, I would keep delivering my services. If you understand, I would keep delivering the I would keep delivering the words of truth and wisdom regardless. But remember something: if you are in a situation that you can spare a few dollars, please do so. That would help me to get to an ashram, and even in the ashram, when I get there, or any other Veda society, I am still keep carrying the words of truth and wisdom as long as I am breathing. That was it. So ponder on the appeal, but on the top of everything, ponder on what I said about Shanti meditation. Free your will out of the Maya where it tells you, no, if you do this, that can happen. If you do not do this, it is as my mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, as my mentor. As my mentor Don Miguel Ruiz says in his book Voice of Knowledge, he's a brilliant man. As long as I know, for a fact, he's enlightened. He's enlightened. Don Miguel Ruiz says in his book Voice of Knowledge, it is interpreting everything that you are doing. It is interpreting every single action that you are performing, and it is also interpreting every single action that you are not performing. It is judging the heck out of you. It is judging your actions, whatever you are doing. It is also judging your actions, whatever you are not doing. Imagine a life without all this drama. And then when he says, I call it peace, and you have no idea, there is no amount of money. There is no amount of money that can buy that peace. It's right here. All you gotta do, clear the superstitions, and you are free. Let's meditate. And by the way, in here, I'm delivering these words on Facebook right now, but I'm going to upload the same video on YouTube. I am delivering these words right now. I'm delivering these words right now on Facebook, but I am going to upload the same retreat, the words of truth and wisdom, on YouTube. Now pay attention. In the comment section in YouTube, or in the description as well, I'm going to leave a hashtag of Cash App. Are you listening? I'm trying to speak it as slow as humanly possible, so there remains not a single chance of misunderstanding. I'm going to put a hashtag of Cash App there. If you can help, even if it is a few dollars, it doesn't matter. It's the intention. So I can get to Advaita or any type of ashram, just the bus ticket. I'm going to put the hashtag over there. All you gotta do, use that hashtag to send me the money through Cash App. That's all. And I would truly appreciate it. If you understand, I would appreciate, so much. So Remember something, when the mind says this is how things are, attend to me, make sense out of this object. If you do not do that, the consequences may be very severe. It's all a lie. You do not jump or board on the thought. You stay where you are. You say, no, when I see, because of course it's useless. That's why listening is important. Very less, if you understand, excuse me, very less what it does basically, it tells you truth, that something need to be attended. But the percentage of that is 0.1. But the percentage of that is 0.1 out of 99.9. What is 99.9? What is 99.9? All duality, all poison, all. So what you are doing, you are creating a barrier. You like to create barriers. What you are doing, you are creating a barrier between yourself and the mind of humanity. So in the process, you are not being punished for no reason. There is no reason. It's all Maya. It's not true. So listen. If it tells you to take some type of action promptly, if you understand, then you automatically would know. Your body naturally respond to situations like that. You can know without thinking. You don't need mind to tell you what to do. That's what I'm saying. You tell mind what to do. Do Shanti meditation first. I'll teach you Shanti meditation. I need to be in person. So remember in the last video I said, if you are in the same state, you can pick me, drop, I can spare 2 days. I won't charge a single penny. You have to manage 1 meal a day. That's all I eat. And I can have you start. I can put you on a path to your freedom, to your liberation, and to your peace. That's most important. If you are liberated, I am liberated. No, excuse me. My liberation is not depending on your liberation. Let me rephrase that. If you are liberated, it's a huge difference in the mind of humanity. We create one liberated human, free from all type of duality and poison. Then we create one healthy society. It always starts from individual. Always, please remember that. Maya is very compelling. You listen to it, but you say it's useless. Then it would say, what happens if you do not try to justify this? What happens? Maybe something so severe can happen if you understand. Maybe something can just happen, but nothing can happen. You have listened to it. You know it's useless. You know it's not friendly. And it just wants your focus, basically, by creating different type of scenarios which are not real. Meditation is the only way through which you would free your will. And when your will is free, then you can act without the memory or without the karma. You see, that's what we want for you. Anyway, let's meditate. Do not hesitate, you see. Do not hesitate, but meditate. Do not hesitate, but meditate. Simple. Do not hesitate. No hesitation in meditation. Take the initiative, meditate. Very simple. Excuse me. No amount of overthinking. Please remember this. Alan Watts said that. It's a brilliant fella. In a nutshell, people regard him this and that and that and that and that. But I tell you this, in a nutshell, Alan Watts, very transparent fella. He passed on, English fella. Passed on, I think, somewhere here in America, New York or somewhere. I do not know, but no, it's important. He said no amount of overthinking or no amount of anxiety is going to change what is going to happen. And it's absolutely true and brilliant statement. Because What's going to happen is destined. You understand? What is destined? This experience right now, this narrow band, three-dimensional reality is a very limited, very confined, very small way to live. It's constipated, it's suffocated. I feel suffocated when I don't perceive reality as you do. I perceive reality as the perspective from the one which remains in everything and never changes. Yet the cause of every change that you see around you is the common denominator which runs through every experience, yet not affected by it. You wouldn't understand, would you? You must bring clarity in your perception. What you are experiencing, what is going to happen is going to happen. It's a fact. I know it through my own experience. It's your karma. The entire experience is your karma right now. How you respond, what you learn, how you transcend this is free will. You see, I'll make it even simpler if you understand. If you are ready to listen, I'll even give you more clarity. Imagine you are 5 foot, an average height. Imagine शक्ति दे बाबा, duality ना दे, duality क्यों दे रहा है मेरे को, शक्ति दे. Imagine an average person's height is 5'8", 5'10". I'm even elaborating further because sometimes your thick skull is not responding and your focus is haywire, so you do not concentrate. You cannot focus more than a few seconds. Imagine you are 5'8". A person of that height, 5'8", a person of that height can be 200 pounds. You see, same height. A person of 5'8" can be 200 pounds. A person of 5'8" can be 115 pounds. A person of 5'8" can be 300 pounds. A person of 5'8", you see, the height remains same, but the weight varies based on the choices, how you eat and how you carry. You understand what I'm saying? It's very easy to understand. Your height is the destined. Your height is destined. If you understand this, it's very powerful. Namaskar, 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 namaskar. Shakti De Baba. A person of 5'8" can be 200, 250, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, even 500 pounds. 5'8". Height remains same. That's your destiny. It's destined. I'm not saying it's your destiny. These are two separate words. You see, you understand English, don't you? I'm not saying it's your destiny. I'm saying it's destined. It is there. But a person can vary in the weight. A person of the same height, 5'8", can be 150, 115, 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds. That is based on the choices you are making, your eating, your exercise, how much time you are giving to your well-being, how much time you are spending as far as keeping your body, isn't it? If you are overeating, you can be 500 pounds. Like I mentioned, this woman Etta in Canada, British Columbia, who was addicted to the food, 500 pounds. Even the helicopter was going like this while they were trying to... That's your choice. That's your choice. If you make the choice under the influence of the addiction, no matter what that addiction is, that's your free will. Your height, you see, height is destined. Your weight is depending on your will. You see, it's your free will. You see the difference? You see the transparency? You see the clarity of this truth? Do you? Anyway, I'm not going to run my mouth a lot. Pay attention, rewatch this video and pay attention to everything, specifically to the words of truth and wisdom. And then please, the appeal. Okay, appeal. I would leave the hashtag on YouTube in the comment section, you see. All right, let's do some practical, you see, because practical is no hesitation to do meditation, no hesitation to do what is right. There is never good enough. There is never good enough time. If you understand, there is never good enough time. There is nothing to wait when it comes to do the right thing. There is nothing to wait when it comes to liberate yourself from misery. The time to do the right thing. There is never good enough time but now in this present moment. And it starts from Shanti meditation. So let's meditate. ओम शिवा, शक्ति दे मेरे को मालिक। ओ ईश्वर, ओ ब्रह्मा, शक्ति दे मेरे को। ओ शिवा, शक्ति दे बाबा। ये साले बीमार हैं, ये सिक हैं, मैं इनको क्योर करने के लिए यहाँ हूं, मेरे को शक्ति दे। हरि हरि, ओ महादेव, हरि हरि महादेव, ओ महादेवा, ओ शिवा, शिवा। You ready, Yogeshwara? Are you ready? Ya Brahma, the eternity. Oh, the Brahma, the eternity, the boundless. I have been ready since the day of my birthday. I have been ready, Father. I have been ready, Bapu, since the day of my birth. Don't underestimate me. Ganapati Pappa Mama Porea